What's up, Kristen? It's Radio 17 Creative Endeavors here. Just wanted to show you your project is all done. A little bit of a overview sneak peek there before we get into all the different foil materials. So I think this project came together really nicely. A lot of different things going on here. I'm going to wave the lamp around a bit to kind of show how all the different foil parts are interacting with one another. So I used a number of different materials. I'll just start breaking them down here one by one. So I used an amount of, I used some rainbow holographic. You can see there the eye of the Gitrog monster and the teeth there kind of refract all the colors of the rainbow. You can, oh, there you go. You can also definitely see it on Marin's necklace, the bones in her hair, kind of the fangs hanging around her skirt there, I guess. The kind of the holes in the zombie dragon. A little bit of details on Savra, you know, the double scythe going on there. Some of the elements of the, I guess some of the jewelry and random things in her hair. A little bit on the Stinkweed Imp. And, you know, just basically a lot of little details here. I used a number of pearlescent elements there. You can kind of see it's almost a little bit, it's a little bit transparent. You can see some of the shading and line work directly underneath the material, but when it catches the light, it of course glows bright. Use that for some of the water, highlights on the Gitrog monster itself, a little bit of the background light from the loam, like to kind of show the light coming from behind it. See there, it really just pops right off the page when it catches the light. Some of the other elements on the dragon, and a great deal of it on the birthing pod to kind of show the, I really wanted to get an effect of showing, I wanted the Stinkweed Imp to really look like it was rising out of this green kind of glowing, you know, machine, the birthing pod, which obviously it is. For the birthing pod itself, I used some kind of pewter silver. Sorry, that's my daughter. Is hanging out in the studio with me. But yes, I used some pewter metallic there for the birthing pod. I think it gives it a really cool dynamic depth without really overpowering the rest of the image. I know since the birthing pod is, well, I perceive it to be made out of metal anyways, like some Phyrexian metal almost. It can definitely, if I used like all straight foil for this, it would definitely kind of overwhelm the balance of the mat. So I didn't really want to do that. So I just used some highlights for silver for highlights and some shadows and stuff like that. Some pearlescent for the glowing light kind of coming from the mouth that the Stinkweed Imp is stepping out of. Use some blue pearlescent for the water, the swamp water kind of going on in the background. I wanted this whole piece to feel like it had, you know, multiple layers. Obviously, you've got Savra and Marin standing on top of the dragon here in the foreground. In the middle ground, you of course have the birthing pod. In kind of the middle to distant background, you have the Gitrog monster. You can kind of see based on like using kind of these horizon lines, almost these reflection lines, and their levels in the water to kind of denote their position so that you could see like where things were behind one another. And then of course in the distant background, you've got Light from the Loam surrounded on either side by the bayou. I used kind of a combination of color schemes and references from the Alpha Bayou and the MTGO alternate art bayou. I thought that it looked a little more organic to kind of have these leading lines of the trees kind of leading into the pyramid of the kind of pyramid shape from Light from the Loam. You know, that kind of iconic, instantly recognizable shape, of course. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I also used some pearlescent for my logo and, of course, for the Golgari logo, as we talked about before. I think it looks really good in that corner. What's cool about it is the material that I use some more of that pearlescent. You can kind of see it fades into the background a little bit. It's still got a little bit of a greenish tint to it, but you can see the coloring and the shading underneath. But of course, when it catches the light, it's unmistakably Golgari symbol. It glows like a light. So there it is. I think it came together really nicely, and just finished sealing it. This bad boy is ready to ship right now. I really appreciate your patience. I know that you've been waiting a while for this one. Thank you for sticking it out. And I hope that it was worth the wait. Thanks so much, man. I really appreciate it.